Okay, so here's the first step to setting up your FishGunn hockey tarp. I'm using the artificial ice, basically cutting board material, HDPE. You can just do this straight onto a cement floor. I have carpeting, so I put this flooring down to skate on. But the first thing you do is you lay out the size of your shooting area based on your tarp size. So if you want it, this one's 8 foot wide, so the tarps are 58 feet long minus 8 foot. That gives you 50 feet of remaining tarp. That's two 25-foot sides. I'm going to curl mine in on the ends, so my sides are 24 feet long. 3 sheets of 8 foot poly gives me 24-foot sides plus a foot curled in here. The tarp will come along here and it'll curl in to keep the kids from shooting the pucks into the TV room, the hockey room. So, show you what we did here. This is 2x2s. Show you some corner detail. This is let me start down here. This is the end where you're going to shoot. I took a 2x8 and cut a radius in it, so it's kind of a nice blend when we screw the tarp down. Excuse me. Also, I have a lot of screws on this end. A lot of these SPAC screws. If you can see that. That's a SPAC screw going right through the wood, in through the carpet, right into the floor. On the sides, I just put 2 or 3. You just drill a clearance hole through your wood once it's all laid out and square. Check and make sure this whole frame laying on the floor is square. Drill a clearance hole, put your cement bit in, and drill your cement holes, and then you just drive that SPAC screw right straight in the cement. It's really easy. Works really well. This is SPAC's brand, but there's like, I don't know, we call them blue screws. I'm not sure what the brand is, but you can see there's one there. There's the end of the 2x2, 8 foot 2x2. There's one there, and one there. So I used 3 on every side bar, and I used it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the end shooting bar. And yeah, you just square that up. You get your frame on the ground and screw it in. And that's step 1. The next thing we're going to do is screw the tarp to the baseboard. Okay, so once you have your 2x2s laid out and anchored to the ground, you can take your tarp, lay it out, kind of like this, pretty much in the where it's going to go. And what I do is I find the center, I start screwing along the bottom, like I did here. Just get a few screw heads in. I'm using those flat head pan heads with the kind of the washer built in. I can show you the box. There. They've got the washer built right in. Makes it real easy. 1 inch long. Start at the bottom and I do maybe, I'll go halfway along, pulling it tight the whole way, up both sides, and then pull that center up straight. If you have problems figuring out where plumb is on this wall, you can drop a plumb bob actually. Drop a plumb bob and just hold it by hand, even just a sinker on a string, and you can mark up above where you're going to go with your screws or your wires. You can see this I use a bit of wire here to pull this over. You can use wire along the whole thing, like I'm doing here with these grommets. Even along the rope you can use wire, or you can just screw that rope right straight up. That's what I did here. Now that'll straighten out when I pull this whole thing tight. So then you just work your way around, going along the bottom and pulling up the side as you go. Okay, I'll show you it looks like a little further along in a minute. A few more screws. Put my wires up on my grommets. My top rope screwed up, but I got a couple spots I need to tighten, like that one. That netting needs to be tightened. See how the netting is square here? Looks good, but look at this one here. It's off. It's kind of leaning to the, you can see with everything in the background, it's leaning this way, so I need to move that screw over here and pull that line that way, and that'll straighten that out. Little tweaks like that make it look better, but that's the FishGunn hockey tarp. I got some binding down here too I need to straighten out. See by pulling this up and over. pulling up right here. Oh, there's a screw fell in there. I'm pulling this up. That'll straighten that bottom out. And just some couple tweaks and add a few more screws along the bottom. Get a bunch of screws along here. This is really where she gets shot up. We got these D-rings. Always like to hang pie plates or bottles, soda bottles and stuff. Targets. That's it. So again, what I did, I brought mine, I wrapped mine in. My kids are 9 and 11, so 1 foot piece of shelving down here. I put some yellow duct tape on it to match. That's it. FishGunn.